Hi, I'm Dani Palacio, and welcome to a Waking Moment podcast. In this episode, we are going to talk about the people that you spend time with. It's been something that's been up in my life. In the last week, I've seen articles on it. It's been in social media recently, a couple of people that I follow. And the more and more I think about it, the more it's starting to really resonate. If I think about myself 5-10 years ago and all the people that I was around, I had a lovely big community where we would get together and we would, often barbecue or have birthdays. And then life kind of changed, right? We had the COVID pandemic and everybody was sheltering in place and we were all kind of separated. And that community and I never really kept going. And so kind of just lost touch naturally. And I was spending a lot of time by myself and my cat Violet. And that was kind of nice. I didn't realize how much I kind of needed the break. And although it was somewhat hard, I had good friends that I worked with and that we would often Zoom and talk and keep each other company. It's always good to have a buddy. And then I went back into the work world like all of us did. And being around people was more taxing and a little bit harder for me. And so I'm thinking it may have been somewhat that way for you, and whether you knew it or not, it impacts our frequency. It impacts the way we think, actually. So now in my current life, I have a private practice. I'm writing a book. I again spend a lot of time at my house with my cat Violet, and I choose my social activities. I'm blessed to have social activities, and I'm blessed to have a niece and nephew that live fairly close, and my dad who also lives fairly close. And so I visit them. And so this topic of who do you spend your time with? And do you notice how you're feeling? Because it's really important. Like if you're spending time with friends that are talking about things that are hard or difficult, and you have the capacity to offer compassion and to listen, that's really beautiful. It's a beautiful way to love someone. And the other is also true if you're spending a lot of time with people that are constantly complaining, that can't find any joy, and they're frustrated and they're always talking to you about all the crap that's going on in their life. And you don't actually get to have a conversation about what's happening with you or how you're feeling or what's going on in your life. I want to raise the red flag here. Those types of people, they have the right to be who they are, and you have the right to not spend time with them. And oftentimes we don't give ourselves that permission. So permission granted. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because I want you to be really mindful. I want you to choose who you spend time with. If you're spending time with someone out of obligation or duty or loyalty or pity, don't do it. Nobody needs that. The genuineness of your heart in that connection and in that conversation isn't really true. You're thinking to yourself, wow, that was really hard. I wonder when I can get myself out of here. Oh, I really probably shouldn't, see this person for a bit, let them go through their stuff. That's not bad thinking. And you guys know how I'm working on good and bad. There is no good or bad. It just is. But your frequency, how it makes you feel, is important. So if you start to feel tired, checked out, overwhelmed, feeling confused, feeling like you're just so tired, like someone just sucked the energy out of you, there's no oxygen in the room. These are all very common things that people say when they are feeling like, ugh, I gotta change this, right? And so I want you to notice that. Just notice. No judgment, no right, no wrong, no good, nor bad. Just notice who you're spending time with and how you feel when you're spending time with someone. Because in a really beautiful, connected space, each person is feeling heard and feeling seen and feeling supported or celebrated, whatever it is that they're wanting. And those kinds of connections are rare, you guys. I wish that I could say that everyone you meet, you're going to have that kind of connection. You're not. It's rare. I'm blessed. I know I am. I eternally give gratitudes for the people in my life. Now, granted, a lot of my friends don't live directly near me, but thank goodness for WhatsApp and thank goodness for Marco Polo, that app, and just general internet stuff, right? Social media, email, that kind of thing. Because again, most of the people that I feel really good, I feel really excited, I feel like my vibration is increased by talking to them, sharing with them, hearing their voice, seeing their face. I have to do it remotely a lot of times. And I also have been recognizing that I actually have more friends than I think I do. And that's an interesting thing. You guys know that I'm 52, and they often say the older you get, it's sometimes harder to make friends. And Jane Fonda, she's quoted in an interview because her and Lily Tomlin have been friends forever, right? Like 50 years or something like that. And Jane Fonda's like, okay, I'm at an age where you just got to say it. I really like you, or I click with you, and I think we should be friends, or I want to be your friend. Do you want to be my friend? And it was so cute when she said it because we don't do that. But if you think about when you were in preschool or in kindergarten, you often asked, I like you. Can we play at recess together? I'll be your friend. We're friends, right? When you're little, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a pretty typical way of saying, I'm your friend. Will you be my friend? We don't do that as adults so much. And in college, it's pretty easy to get friends because you're all going through that change of life and you're living in the dorms. And some of my best friends are from college still to this day. And so notice who you're spending time with. It's important to know how you feel when you're in their presence. And if you're not getting what you need, this is where I want to empower you. Ask for it. Friends, we can sometimes get really lazy, right? We can forget to ask about big things in someone's life. And we can talk over, especially girls, we get together and it's blah, 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 and half the conversations never get finished. Fine. But you know what? I usually leave feeling really loved and really grateful that I have these beautiful people in my life. If you were not feeling that way, then I would encourage you to examine whether or not you really should be spending that much time with someone. So what I was about to say was ask for what you need. It's okay to say, I've had a really crappy day and I need some support, like happy, good things, positive things about who I am to help me shift my mood. If you've got someone in your life, ask. The worst that can happen is they say no and you're like, okay, well then I'm going to have to go spend some time by myself. Maybe take a bath or work out or take yourself out to dinner. You have to take care of yourself. That's the critical part here. So I want to just, in summary, say, 1, notice who you're spending time with. 2, don't judge. It's not right. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not wrong. Check in how you feel, like how your body feels and how your emotions feel. And if you feel leaving energized and happy versus overwhelmed and tired. Quick indicators. And it could be just a one-off conversation, but if it's happening over and over, this is where, again, I want to empower you to say, maybe I need to take a break from seeing that person. And that can be challenging because most of us want to be liked. And this isn't a thing about being liked. This is a thing about taking care of yourself and protecting your energy. It's precious. And I was talking to my dad, who's 80, and we were talking about time. And I said, Dad, we're never going to get the time back. So let's make the most of it, whatever that might be. And I was hearing myself say that to him. And I thought to myself, yeah, time is precious and we will not be getting it back. There are 24 hours in a day. And if you waste 5 of them, 3 of them, you're not getting that time back. So if you're not enjoying yourself, if it's not adding to your life force, and this goes beyond the people that you're spending time with, in general, really think about, is this cultivating my energy? Is it expanding my heart? Is it adding to my life? And if it is, yay, keep going. If it's not, pause, time out, and really think about what you might be able to do to either change the situation, because you have control too. Like, so let's say you're spending time with someone who is rather critical, kind of just a fuddy-duddy. I haven't used that word in a while. You can choose to hear them in your brain and analyze what they're saying, which is exhausting sometimes. Or you can choose to feel what they're saying and feel it through your heart. And that might give you some spaciousness to be able to find compassion, or to be able to say, you know what? I hear you, and I just want to encourage you to find something you're grateful for, because that will shift. Gratitude has such a beautiful high frequency, and the more you have it, the easier it is to stay in that yummy gratitude, love, happy, joyful possibility bubble. That's where I like to stay. I'm sharing that just to spark an idea, a thought. Ponder it. See what is true for you. All right, take care.